Hello, and welcome to another session of Let's Heal Together, preparing ourselves for liberation and ascension. We have a very powerful session today. We're going to be talking about shadow work and identifying our triggers to return to our true self. Thank you for joining us today. Before we get started, we would love to invite you to, as a group, let us all please just for 1 minute, please close your eyes, visualize this session, all participants, all technology surrounded in white light for protection and healing. So let's begin with that. And welcome back. Thank you for the beautiful white light that you put into this session. We are recording live, and we are trusting that all things will flow smoothly. We've had a few bumps, but everything's going to go perfectly smooth. So welcome back. We want to thank you for joining us today. We took a bit of a summer break, and we are now back. And if this is your first time, we welcome you very, very much with big open arms. And if you've attended before, or especially on a regular basis, we give you a big, big gratitude hug for your contribution to this beautiful healing work and raising the light on the planet. Because that's what we're going to do. That's what this is all about, is increasing the light on the planet. So let's just say hello a minute. My name is Deborah. I'm coming to you from the USA, and I am a leader with Sisterhood of the Rose Planetary Network. And you may also know me from my interviews with Cobra. I will be your host today, and but I do have a very lovely, wonderful international team, and I'd love them to say hello for a few minutes. So, Felipe, can you say hello to us, please?
Yes. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. This is Felipe coming to you from the north of Germany. So happy to be here with all of you. So let's do this session. We are going to heal together. We're going to talk about an important topic tonight. And let's all keep in touch because right now it is very important that we as a group stay together and learn from each other and do a wonderful time to each other. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you, Felipe, for those very powerful words. We invite you all to say hello in the chat if you would like, and share whatever you'd like to say and tell us where you're from. So, hello, Eva Queen, dear sister. Thank you for being here again with us. And I see a lot of familiar faces. Dory here from Ireland. Good to see you back. And our beautiful sister Laura, welcome back from the USA. Let's see. Well, I will. I'm going to post more comments from you saying hello. But in the meantime, let's have Megan say hello. Hi, Megan.
Hello. Hi, Deborah and Felipe and Cindy. So this is Megan. I'm coming to you from the Western United States. And we are all delighted to say hello to all of you. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, Megan. Thank you for being here. And you can see we're coming from all over the planet. we have so many countries represented here. Here we have Slovakia and I'm Isis Gaia. Hello, welcome back. These beautiful, beautiful people that we are seeing here again. Selena with her wonderful comment there, and coming to us from New York. So, and we have Maria from Boston, Sharma from Kansas, and Eva. Hi. Oh, we said hello. Hi, Eva. Berlin and oh, Windflower. Thank you. Thank you, very sweet Windflower. Let's see. Hello from Romania. First time. Okay. Well, big welcome to Genius. Thank you for being here. And we have Yadidi from Holland, and we have GB from Tunisia. We have Aruna from Singapore, Coco from Holland, and wow, Maria from Italy. Wow, love this. Oh, and our friend from Egypt, Ayla. Let's see. You can see we're coming from everywhere. Catton's from Ireland. Wow, thank you all for saying hello so much. And speaking of hello, we would love to have our lovely Cindy say hello. Hi, Cindy.
Thank you, Zebra. Hi, everyone. I'm Cindy from France. I represent the Prepare for Change Network, and I manage a French Wheel of Mass meditation website. And I'm very happy to be with you today to open the autumn season, which promises to be very interesting and a good occasion to do some shadow work. That's what we are going to explain to you tonight. And we are so much stronger together.
Yes, thank you, Cindy. And this is why we do this work, is because we are so much stronger together. And as Cindy said, we are going to be talking about the equinox that just occurred in this autumn energy, and then we are going to be working not just today. As you notice, our session is called Shadow Work Part 1. We are going to be working on that throughout the fall, the shadow work process, and we'll explain why. So in a moment, let me just add a few more hellos from people, and we have India and from Greece, and Selena said yes, we are very international today. This is an international session, so we're so glad that you all could be here. Here's what we're going to discuss today. Let's go over that. By the way, I would like to mention that we are going to be doing a bit of a abbreviated session today. We didn't want to run too long, just starting back up and all of that. And we've faced a few bumps in this session, so we've decided just to kind of keep it pretty simple and do what we need to do. I will tell you that we will not be doing any implant clearings today, but we do highly encourage you to do those on your own, and you'll find those on the We Love Mass Meditation website, as well as in our previous sessions, which you can find on the Sisterhood of the Rose YouTube channel. So let me just talk about what we're doing today. We're going to talk about the energy of autumn and the astrology around that, and set an intention for this session. Then, of course, like we always do, anytime we do important light work, it is very important that we prepare and protect ourselves. So we will be doing that with the Violet Flame, the Protection Protocol meditation, and the Return of the Goddess meditation. Then we move on to our healing presentation, which, as we mentioned, it is about shadow work. This is part 1, and we are going to be identifying our triggers today. That's where we want to start with the shadow work. So we'll talk about what is shadow work, the shadow versus the ego, tips to identify our shadows. We're going to be invoking Command 1221 at this point, as well as doing the new ATVOR I Am Presence meditation at this point, because this will help us to go into a meditative state to help us to identify our triggers by connecting with our higher self, our teams, and our I Am presence. So, and then we'll have a little reflection time. We do invite you to have something to write with, paper, pencil, a journal, notebook, something, because we're going to invite you to take some notes in terms of the guidance that you received during our meditation. And so then we'll wrap with some comments, questions, anything you want to share. And as usual, we always end with invoking command 771. This is for emotional healing. And this is optional if you want to stay on for that. We're just going to invoke it real quick. And then it's something you want to just stay like in a restful place afterwards for about 20 to 30 minutes once we invoke it, and we'll explain this. So we'll be ending with that. But it's a very powerful protocol to help us with our emotional healing, which is so important at this time. Let's see. A lovely little note from Galena. Thank you for your positive messages, everyone. And okay. Let us move on now. Okay. Well, as we all know, here in the Northern Hemisphere, we just had our autumn equinox. And I know there's many of us listening in that are coming from the Northern Hemisphere, and in which we are moving into autumn. And so I'm going to turn this over to Megan. Megan has some very important information that I think you're really going to resonate with in terms of talking about the energy of autumn. So, Megan, I'm going to turn this over to you. If you would share that with us, please. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks, Deborah. Well, let's talk about the autumn energy. And that's quite a beautiful image of autumn foliage on our screens right now. So thanks for that, Deborah. So on September 23rd, that's just 4 days ago, autumn came in. We also call this season fall. Okay, so many things fall at this time of year, including leaves, of course. But many people don't realize the Earth's energy in the Northern Hemisphere also falls. Note that in the Southern Hemisphere, the energy is rising now because our friends in the Southern Hemisphere are entering spring. Anyway, the energy is really dropping off right now for most of us here today. Some of us start feeling the drop in energy around September 10th, or about 2 weeks before the autumn equinox. I myself can usually feel an energy shift in the last week of August or so, but we each feel energy differently. So that's just me. But anyway, so from now on until the first full moon of November or thereabouts, the energy is dropping. You'll feel it. The days get shorter. There's less sunshine. And this time of year, from September into November, you might notice people become more irritable. People have less patience, and most of us get tired a little sooner in the day. And note that a lot of people break up with their partners from now through October because the energy has diminished, and it gets harder for people to, get through the trials and tribulations of a relationship. So anyway, starting around September 10th, when we start feeling that energy drop, it's good to start slowing down. You can start taking it easy. You can start being nice to yourself. And then after the first full moon, so let me back up a second. You can start taking it easy and be nice to yourself. In these few first weeks as we enter October, I'll just recommend don't run around so much. Maybe just don't do as much. Make yourself some herbal tea, meditate, and curl up with a book you've been meaning to read and relax. And then after the first full moon of November, the energy is now at rock bottom. And you start getting adjusted to it. You get used to the lower energy, and it will start feeling peaceful. So this is now the time in this autumn and winter to integrate the energy and the lessons that each of you experienced from March 20th until September 22nd, which is the growing season. So think about that. We all learned new things this spring, and now you get to think about it and integrate that into your life. You can slow down, think about what you've learned, and have some rest and relaxation. It's actually a very spiritual time of the year, and our most spiritual and powerful day of the year is really the winter solstice on December 21st. So we have that to look forward to. Okay, so that's it. Thanks, Deborah.
Megan, thank you so much. I just think that is so interesting. I think we intuitively can feel that energy drop, and this just makes so much sense. So I really appreciate you you sharing all of that with us. So thank you again. And to further explain about this energy, we're going to bring on Cindy, and she's just going to talk a little bit about the astrology of what's going on right now. So, Cindy, could you share that with us? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Deborah. I will just add some more information. Thank you very much, Megan, for your beautiful explanation of the energy of autumn. So, in 2023, the equinox occurs just days after Mercury, the planet of communication, completes its third retrograde of the year, providing a green light to restart collaborative projects, planning, and connecting with others and with nature. We are currently in the shadow phase, and things are beginning to improve. And as it is the fall equinox, we need to understand the spiritual meanings of this. That is to say, dark and light balance. Yes, balance is a key word. The autumn equinox in the northern hemisphere is a time for self-reflection and spiritual awareness as a seasonal and astrological transitional moment. It also coincides with the start of Libra season, which occurs annually from about the 23rd of September to the 23rd of October. And this year, Libra season includes one of the most game-changing lunar moments, that is to say, a solar eclipse and new moon in the sign of the scales on the 14th of October, which will prompt you to consider how you relate to others, show up in your closest relationships, and find more balance in life. So autumn offers the opportunity to connect with the earth, find one's inner balance, and practice forgiveness. So let's embark on a transformative journey all together.
Thank you, Cindy. And it's interesting you said about the balance, because moving into the sign of Libra, that it's about the scales and it's all about the balance. So, and it fits in nicely with what Megan was saying in terms of what we built in the spring. We're sort of balancing that out now by integrating it in our lives. So, thank you for that report, Cindy. That was very helpful. Okay. So let's set an intention together for this session. Intention setting is very powerful. And so if you would just like to repeat after me, you can say this out loud if you like, or in your head. But we use this session to help recognize and identify our triggers so we can return to our true, authentic self. Okay. We use this session to help recognize and identify our triggers so we can return to our true, authentic self. Okay. because shadows do pull us away from our true authentic self. And right now, it's so important that we shine our light as bright as possible. So, again, that's why we're putting that focus today. But first, we're going to do our protection and our preparation exercises. Again, very important. These are things that we would suggest that you do on a daily basis, hopefully, when you go to bed at night. They're very powerful, and it just with all of the crazy energies right now, it's so important that we keep ourselves protected. So, the first thing we're going to do is the violet flame meditation. This is a very simple, easy, quick meditation that we'll do together. And this is something that absolutely should be done daily and can be done multiple times of the day when you feel you need it. And Felipe, would you like to explain to us what the violet flame meditation is and guide us through this? Let's see. Oop, sorry, I've muted Felipe. Okay, unmute. All right, are you there, Felipe?
Okay,
Would you?
I'm
Could you?
here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Thank you.
Good. The violet flame is a very important, fantastic flame because it is brings the energy and the energy of transmutation. So we read here the violet flame is an invisible spiritual energy. It revitalizes and invigorates our bodies and changes negative energy into positive energy. And this part changes energy is very important because that is one of the main purposes of the violet flame. Anything that you can have any kind of low vibration, any kind of feeling that is not letting you move forward, you can just visualize a violet flame in front of you and you can throw this feeling into it, and then the violet flame is going to take it away from you and transmute it. So by transforming negative thoughts and feelings, the violet flame provides a platform for healing. And we all know that just about every sickness in the body comes because the mind is sick first. So this is one good way to stop at the root cause everything that is going to happen later in our bodies. The power of transmutation is a specific quality of the violet flame, which when invoked into action changes all that it contacts into a higher and purer state. The violet flame purifies discordant energies so that things can be in harmony. Very well. And that is the main function of the violet flame. So now we are going to do this. We can repeat wherever we are. I call upon the violet flame.
I call upon the violet flame
From its primary source.
From its primary source.
To place a circle of protection around me.
To place a circle of protection around me.
I ask it to transmute anything.
I ask it to transmute anything
that does not serve the light.
That does not serve the light. Thank you, Felipe. Let's just sit with that beautiful violet flame for a moment. Feel it doing its powerful work, transmuting all that does not serve the light. And as I said, this is so easy to do and so important to do frequently as you feel needed. You know, you might start your day and end your day with it, but then during the day, you know, we live in a crazy world and things will come up, and you know that may trigger us, or that may feel uncomfortable, or we may feel even some negative energy. And this is where using this very simple and easy meditation, just invoking it throughout your day, can be very, very powerful. Okay.
And I just want to add that you can use this violet flame when somewhere in the world a sad or negative event happens. You can do this violet flame on a specific area of the world, on you, on another person with her or his consent, on a country or the planet. You can adapt. And it's very important. Cobra said that the violet flame is an important tool to have a smooth transition for the events.
Yeah. Cindy, thank you for adding that too. That's important that you shared that. And Cindy mentioned Cobra, and we will be referencing Cobra a couple of times during this session. A lot of what we do is based on the intel and guidance that he receives. And he is an intel provider, and you can actually find some of his information on his blog at 2012portal.blogspot.com. So, and also the We Love Mass Meditation website has a lot of this information on it as well. And speaking of We Love Mass Meditation, we are going to be now doing a protection protocol meditation that you can find in many languages, actually, on the We Love Mass Meditation YouTube channel, as well as on their website. And again, this is a brief 7-minute meditation that you can easily do on a daily basis to start and or end your day. But it is recommended starting your day being fully protected. So let us just take 7 minutes now. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to visualize as we follow along with this guided audio.
Relax your body, emotions, and mind by focusing on your breath or in any other way that works for you. Visualize a brilliant white vortex of light emanating from your soul star chakra, moving in a clockwise direction downwards throughout your body, purifying the energy fields of your physical, plasma, etheric, emotional, and mental bodies. Maintain this vortex by connecting it to the source of universal light and program it to maintain all your energy bodies purified. Visualize an egg-shaped, semi-permeable mirror shield around your auric field of your physical, plasma, etheric, astral, and mental bodies. This mirror shield allows all positive energies into your energy field, but reflects and bounces all negative energies back to their source. Program this mirror shield to alert you when any type of negative energy is directed your way, and let it reflect it back to its origin. Visualize light rearranging all parts of yourself and all parts of your energy fields back into a state of balance and harmony. While doing this, you can hum the mantra Om, because Om is the primeval sound of light, and its resonance will restore harmony most effectively.
And welcome back. Okay, so we're going to do one more level of preparation and protection. And this is invoking the goddess. You may know how important it is at this point in our planetary liberation that we bring in much, much more goddess energy. And because it has been so just manipulated and basically almost removed from the planet throughout so many years, and it's time for the goddess to come back with her love, compassion, her healing, her unconditional love, her harmony, and her peace, especially moving forward as we go through the changes on the planet and as humanity begins to wake up. The goddess will be there to soothe and comfort, to make sure that this transition is as smooth as possible. The more goddess energy we have on the planet, the more peaceful the transition will be. So we are going to do a very brief 4-minute meditation. This is one of the meditations that are often done by Sisterhood of the Rose. And you can find a lot of these meditations and more information about the goddess and the importance of bringing back divine feminine energy on the Sisterhood of the Rose website, and that is sisterhoodoftheRose.network. So, all right, let us, as I said, this is a very brief meditation. We're just going to close our eyes and follow the guided audio and bringing in some beautiful goddess energy. All right, let's go.
Return of the Goddess Meditation. Relax your mind and body by watching your breath for a few minutes. Visualize a pillar of pink light emanating from the galactic central sun, going through your body to the center of the earth. Keep this pillar of light active for a few minutes. Then visualize a loving feminine presence in the shape of a beautiful goddess descending from the sky and entering your physical body. This presence will harmonize your inner woman and make you more loving. Stay united with that presence for a while. Visualize bright new spiritual future for humanity. With men and women in perfect understanding. With our society growing beyond need for wars and conflicts, as all dark entities, physical and non-physical, are removed from our planet. Visualize all wounds of humanity being healed, all humanity being inspired and guided, with everybody having their own connection with their own soul and the source in perfect balance of their inner male and female aspects. Please do this visualization as instructed and do not change it, as otherwise it will not have the desired effect.
And welcome back. I'm sure you can tell from that meditation how important it is to do that on a regular basis. Just simply taking the time to call in the goddess, do the visualization of the direction we would like our earth and humanity to take. This meditation depicts that very, very well, talking about peace and harmony. And I should have mentioned earlier that when we invoke the goddess into our bodies, and this meditation states that it will bring in like a loving feminine presence into your body. This is not just for women. Absolutely not. This is for males and females. It is so important that men as well embody the goddess energy, especially bringing in some of that divine feminine energy. Ideally, we would all have a balance of our divine feminine and our divine masculine energies. So please don't let that deter you from doing this meditation, guys. It's very important for you to do it as well. So, all right, thank you everyone for bringing in all that beautiful light and love and goddess energy. I think we're all feeling in a good place. So let us move on. We are going to be moving on to the healing portion of this session, and which we will be talking about identifying our triggers. This will be an introduction to shadow work. As I said before, we've called this part 1. So we are going to continue this for another session or 2, likely throughout this fall period. So I would just like to explain real quickly why we're focusing this on this session during this time period. And a few months back, I did an interview with Cobra and asked about the energies that, because Pluto had moved into Aquarius, which is a very powerful movement, and this was back in March. But then in June, it was retrograding and moving back into the sign of Capricorn for a short time, for about 6 months. So Pluto will be coming back into Aquarius in January of 2024. But so I was asking, because when Pluto is in Aquarius, the energies really were building. And so I'd ask him, will those energies dissipate during this time? And he was talking about that there would be a regress during this period from June until January. And he was talking about the regress that would happen. It wouldn't be very drastic, but it will be a time, an opportunity for everyone to work on their shadows and prepare for the final push for the event. And so, as Megan and Cindy explained earlier, with the fall and the equinox and these energies dropping, this is even a more pivotal point to do some shadow work over this window of time where our shadows may show up more. And it's a really great way to identify our shadows, especially if they're showing up and we're being triggered by things. So let's first of all, because a lot of people don't understand shadow work. We hear about it, but we're like, what is it? And Felipe is going to talk in a moment too, the difference between the ego and the shadow. But let me just explain first, what is the shadow self? So your shadow self can be thought of as all the parts of you that are unseen, unconscious, unacknowledged, unresolved, or even repressed. The parts of your personality that were disowned during your childhood, this is where a lot of shadows occur, but the shadow goes much deeper than that. And it can there can be things throughout your lifetime that build upon that and contribute to your shadows. So often we hide these from ourselves in order to feel more safe and maintain a sense of order in our world. So these are very hidden, they're very buried, and oftentimes, the words unseen and unconscious, unresolved, you can see why they're called the shadow. It's sort of this reflection of you that is really in the background, sort of lurking to sort of come out when it sees an opportunity. And oftentimes it can create some havoc. So let's talk about some of the problems with that shadow self. If we don't acknowledge or heal these shadow parts of ourselves, we can unintentionally harm others by being reactive, by being judgmental, and it also neglects meeting the deepest needs of our authentic self. So we're basically ignoring our authentic self, our soul, and that doesn't make our soul very happy. So, your shadow can also affect your behavior and influence your life decisions, giving it the power to potentially create chaos in your life or destroy relationships. And as Megan pointed out earlier, with these energies dropping, um, it, people may be prone to have more relationship issues, or there could be more chaos. So this is why right now is a very, very good time to pay attention to your shadow. So, and until these different fragments of your shadow self are integrated, your shadow, it will magnetize to you similar energies, whether that's through people, whether that's through situations and experiences, but these will trigger your shadow. And so it literally will magnetize to you some of these energies. And the more unconscious we are of our shadow, the darker and denser its energetic stronghold. So some people have shadows that run very deep. They've not really identified their shadow or processed or worked through it. Some people have done some shadow work, and maybe they're more conscious of the shadow. So the idea is we want to release that energetic stronghold that the shadow has on us. And what's interesting, I think a lot of people can, maybe you all can relate to this. We think, oh, I've done my shadow work, and then something comes up that triggers you, and you're like, oh my gosh, no, I guess I haven't healed my shadow, and then you go back in. It's sort of an ongoing process. Some people say it's a process that's not for the faint of heart. I mean, it's pretty deep work, and just working on it once is not going to clear your shadows. This is an ongoing, completely ongoing process, very likely until the time of liberation on this planet, that we will have to continue to recognize and clear our shadows. Hopefully, as the energies become better and better and lighter, that will be easier to do. Remember, light brings awareness, and light will reveal these shadows more. So the more light that comes to the planet, the more the shadows will show up as well. And so, Felipe, I'm going to turn this over to you now so you can talk to us about the difference between the ego and the shadow. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Okay, so a few sessions ago, I spoke a little bit about the ego or the ego, and that is the portion of the human personality which experiences as the self or the I or myself. It is in contact with the external world through perception. The ego is a construct that starts when we are children, and each person creates his own definition of who he or she is. And the ego is actually something that it could even work on behalf of the owner, like sometimes helps the person to be a better person by giving it the strength to move forward. But it could also turn to be one of the worst enemies because you carry around it and it's going to start telling you that everything around you is bad, that you are the only one who is right, and maybe you will probably find very hard to recognize what you did wrong, and you don't want to apologize. This is the function of the ego. It's me all alone. Terrible things that happen. Now, talking about the shadow, it was the psychologist Carl Jung who first started or coined this term, like shadow, to refer, as Deborah spoke, as Deborah said a few minutes ago, it refers to the hidden and dark side of the human psyche. And these are the primitive, low vibration human emotions and impulses, like rage, envy, greed, selfishness, desire, and striving for power. It is often described as the alter ego, or the lower self, that negative side of the personality, the sum of all those unpleasant qualities that we would prefer to hide so we can integrate with others and work with others and find acceptance from others. Now, the shadows live in the unconscious and stores all those unwanted and unprocessed qualities of the self, including the life experiences we ignore in order to survive. A shadow is composed of repressed ideas, weaknesses, desires, instincts, and shortcomings, whether they are real or just illusions. If we find, for example, something outside, something inside us that we consider to be inferior, evil, or unacceptable, then that might be part of a shadow that requires our work. Can we project our shadows? We engage in shadow projection when we interact with others. We usually do not think we are being driven by our shadows. We think that we are doing all right. For example, I might have unconscious envy or deep hatred, even though I consciously see myself as a loving, magnanimous person who doesn't even feel those darker feelings. But in the interactions with other people, it will happen that I will do or say things that I might not even notice that I am saying or doing, but they are presenting themselves in the interaction with the others and probably even damaging this interaction or this relationship. Now, it has been explained to us, we have a collection of implants, egos, shadows, programming, biochips, and so on. That is our bodies. That everything, all this stuff is in our bodies, and it limits the connection that we have with our higher self, with the real us. It would be better then to take a position of an observer. Let me explain it with an example. Let's imagine that we are in a position that we can see two rooms. And in these two rooms, we see two people. One is feeling terrible, one is feeling enraged, and the other one is watching a person who is feeling terrible and engaged on a TV screen. Now, it is very important that we take the position of the observer, because once I finally identify the person that is in front of the mirror as somebody I can work on, as somebody I can love, as somebody who is going through all this programming and all these different blockages that we have, then we can start hitting this person with a more, I would even call it with a cooler head, with a more personal approach that is going to completely help. This is one way that we can use to heal ourselves. Not I am inside my body, but I put my body for a little while in the outside and I observe myself. Because when I observe myself, because why I am doing this kind of thing, then the healing is going to be, in my opinion, faster, because we are not going to be seeing it from the inside, but from the outside. So we can venture in the deepness of our psyche to continue our work of knowing ourselves. And as it has been explained to us, it's extremely important that we can work on our shadows nowadays, because we have a deadline to achieve, and the deadline is approaching. And the more we are ready, the more we are prepared, the more we have done this shadow work, the better it's going to be for us, but also for humanity as a whole. Because the more we free ourselves, the more we liberate ourselves, it is going to be better for everybody. Okay, so back to you, Deborah.
Thank you, Felipe. And I love that last point that you made, that the more we can do this, the better it's going to be, not just for ourselves, but literally for the entire planet. So we're doing our role as light workers, and part of that is clearing these shadows. I just want to take a moment to catch up on a few comments, especially as they relate to the shadow work. Sandra said, I was just thinking about the shadow work to embrace, accept, transmute, transfigure, transform, and release. Wonderful words, Sandra. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see. Paul said, this is amazing. Thank you, Paul. We love you saying that. We're glad. So a few comments from earlier when we were doing some of the meditations. Virgo said, it's so good doing these meditations again. Yes, thank you for being back here again. I've been doing others, but these are always the ones that seem to clear and strengthen my soul. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Virgo, for saying that so much. And Mara is promoting May the Goddess Return. Absolutely. Elias said, I believe I felt it. I just love sharing your comments because it's so nice to have interaction. And we are broadcasting on multiple channels, I should say, but it's only through the Sisterhood of the Rose YouTube channel that I can see your comments. So I apologize to anyone that might be commenting someplace else, that I'm not able to share those. But we appreciate you listening wherever you are listening from. So Sandra adds, unheal repressed trauma that must be forgiven and released from all points of your lifetime. Sandra, the word forgiven, that's likely what our next session will be about. We will be talking a lot about forgiveness, so stay tuned for that. Let's see. I'm just going to trust the process. Yeah, Sandra, she's got some great comments here. Okay. All right. Let me just see. Oh, and Soulstar also said the deadline's approaching. Shadow work is a top thing to do and very seriously. Thank you for that very, very powerful comment, Soulstar. So you're right. And I love that Felipe stressed that the deadline is coming. I literally just got head to toe goosebumps saying that. So, okay. We are going to move on, and let's see here. Sorry, I'm also running tech today. Our lovely May, our tech guru, was not able to be with us, so kind of bear with me as I try to navigate everything that's going on backstage here. So, okay. Now we're going to focus on, we have an introduction to shadow work. We understand it. Hopefully you have a better understanding with what shadow work is. And now we're going to work on identifying some of the triggers of your shadow, because this is where shadow work starts. That's with any good therapy starts, is awareness and recognizing what your triggers are. So identifying what triggers your shadow and moving past it will bring more light and a higher vibration into your life. And so let's just talk a moment about what will doing your shadow work and identifying these triggers, what will it help? It will actually help improve your physical, mental, and emotional health. And I should say your spiritual health as well, too. Your energy levels, which basically is talking about not just your physical energy levels, but your energetic signature, more on a spiritual level. Your self-love, which is so important that we all work on our self-love at this point. Our relationships will improve. The shadow comes out a lot in our relationships with people, whether that's a significant other, a family member, friend, coworkers. That's where we see a lot of our triggers show up. Excuse me. It will help with your confidence and your inner power, and your creativity will flourish. Your clarity will improve. And that's important because right now we're all trying to, receive more guidance, access our higher self. access our teams, and those clarity channels will help improve the more you identify and clear your shadows. And of course, rebuilding that connection with your true self. So those are some of the benefits of doing shadow work. Um, I just want to talk a moment on how to identify the shadow self. Um, as we mentioned, shadow work will help you to find the root cause of your problems and traumas. And by having this awareness of these toxic patterns that you continue to repeat over and over, it will actually help you to change them. So, a good way to gain insight into your own shadows is to really notice where we are easily triggered by others. This is why that relationship aspect is so important to help us identify our shadows. Those relationships we have with people will be a great insight, offer a lot of insight as to where we're triggered. And then by also being honest but gentle with those things that we hide from ourselves and others due to shame, denial, regret. We want to bury those. Many of these started way back in our childhood, and they may have been buried and lurking back there for a very long period of time. So we want to really notice those triggers. And of course, we do this by doing inner work and internal house cleaning that will allow for these revelations that lead to healing. So that's what we're going to work on next. Let me just offer some tips. So what we're going to do in a moment, we are going to be doing, we are really going to be connecting to our teams, our higher self, our I am presence, and we are going to go into a meditative state in which we will ask for guidance. And so these are some things you might think about during that meditation, as well as in your follow-up work. We're going to encourage you to, between now and the next session, to really do your own homework. Maybe keep a journal around doing some of your shadow work. But these are prompts that will help you to identify your shadow. Pay attention to where in your life do you feel shame? We all know that shame is toxic to the soul. It's one of the lowest frequencies that there are. If you are familiar with the Dr. David Hawkins, his consciousness scale, shame is at the very bottom, and it's a very low frequency vibration, and it can actually be debilitating if it's allowed to overtake your life. So think about, is there anything that you feel shame about in your life? Do you have any regrets? Are there places in your life where you're blaming yourself? Do you still feel sadness or disappointment about a time or an action from the past? So a good place to look is your regrets. Where are you in judgment? Judgment is a very good sign of some of our triggers, especially when we villainize others. It's often full of a lot of clues as to what our shadow could be really trying to tell us. And remember, we judge ourselves too. So this is judgment of others and judgment of self. So what are the ways that you are judging others or you are judging yourself? Also, what do you deny yourself? These places that we deny ourselves can easily indicate our shadows also. So what are some of the things or feelings that you deny yourself or you won't allow? And also, this is a big one. How do you react? How do you protect yourself? How do you withdraw? What are you doing? When our shadow appears, we can act in a way to defend or protect ourselves. That's when our walls go up. And what we know from opening our heart chakra, which is so important right now to keep our heart chakra open, we don't want those protective walls around that love that we are here to give ourselves and to give the world. So we really want to recognize, where are we shutting down? Where are we reacting? Where are we protecting ourselves? What are your pain points? What are the behaviors you use when you're acting out or withdrawing? So these are all really good things to think about, as I said, when we do the upcoming meditation. and as well as moving forward when you're doing some of this work on your own. These are very good prompts to look at. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do some work together. Remember, our session is called Let's Heal Together. As Cindy said in the beginning, we are stronger together. So by doing, we're
yes,
not,
Deborah. We are so
well,
much stronger together. And I
yes,
would like to add some additional things about astrology. This week it is full moon, and we are advised to unveil our inner warrior, because the proximity of Chiron to this full moon encourages the emergence of the inner warrior. So seek the transformative power within your wounds, transforming your pain into strength and your sorrow into wisdom. Arm yourself with your newfound fortitude and face life's battles with a renewed spirit and enlightened armor. Your armor as a light warrior. And known as a cosmic healer, Chiron's retrograde forces us to confront our deepest emotional wounds, both personally and collectively. And our empathy and understanding become powerful tools for personal and collective growth during the equinox's reflection on balance. So I think it is important, this word, balance.
yes. And again, going back to that whole, guess what sign we just moved into? Libra, the sign of balance. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, Cindy. We've said this several times, it could not be a better time than now to do some of this work. So thank you for sharing that. And so what we're going to do is a meditation to call in our higher self. It really helps when we're doing this work of bringing the unconscious parts to the surface and integrating them into one's consciousness, because that's what we need to do. We need to pull them from the very, very back of the closet, that deep, dark box that's been sitting there, and it's been there, and it comes out once in a while and interferes with our life. We really have to be aware of what's in that box, and how we can integrate it into our consciousness, because it's that consciousness that will heal our shadow, and it will allow us to make those changes that we need to. So first we're going to invoke command 1221. And Megan's going to jump on in a moment here to explain that to us and guide us through that. We're going to invoke command 1221, which does connect us to our team of light beings, as she will explain. So again, working with some higher beings of light, our guides, our angels, our galactic team, our higher self, our soul self, our I am presence, all of these higher vibrational beings, and that higher vibrational part of ourselves will help us to identify our shadows and our triggers. So, and then Felipe is going to, what meditation we're going to do is the new ATVOR, the updated version of ATVOR technology, and then we'll give you guys some time afterwards to really write down what has come to you. So let's continue with our command 1221. We always invoke this during the sessions. We just felt like the time to do it was right now as we do this powerful exercise. So Megan, would you like to explain this to us and guide us through this?
Sure. Thanks, Deborah. So, Command 1221 is really fun. I think it's really fun. I think you will too. So, here's a neat thing going on right now. There are light beings, you can call them benevolent ETs if you wish, who are in low Earth orbit, and they are able to hear us and help us. So The command 1221 phrase is something that has two parts. First, you say the whole phrase, command 1221, command 1221, command 1221. You say it out loud 3 times, like I just did. And what this does is that you are asking our benevolent friends to set up a team for yourself. So it's sort of like they'll say, okay, Felipe, everybody, let's set up a team for Felipe. He's using command 1221. So they'll arrange a team for Felipe. And then the next day, the next week, when Felipe is in trouble, or if you're in trouble, if you need some help in a situation you have in life, then you say that again 3 times out loud. Command 1221. Command 1221, command 1221, and your team, like Felipe's team, will say, oh, okay, you need some help. Let's see what is going on here. Let's look at the situation and see if we can help. And excuse me. So these friends of ours can help in all kinds of different ways. They can help you clear a traffic jam. They can help when you're at the dentist and you want to be sure that your dental appointment goes smoothly and without pain. I know somebody who managed to scare away a fire that was coming toward her house by using command 1221. I know somebody else who was able to get the Internal Revenue Service off her back by using command 1221. So they are our friends and they're there to help you, and it's great. So just try it. And you can remember the phrase by thinking of the winter solstice, which is 12/21, December 21, the very powerful day of the year. And you always just want to say it out loud. You say the word command first, just like I was explaining. Command 12/21, you say it out loud 3 times to set up your team. That's stage 1. And then stage 2, when you need to call on them to help you with something specific, you say it out loud again. Okay, so that's it.
Okay, thank you, Megan. Thank you so much. So let us together invoke command 1221. As Megan stated, we say it 3 times, very simple. And just know that you are connecting to the beings of light that are your team. So, okay, let's go. Command 1221.
Command 1221.
Command 1221.
Command
Command
1221.
1221.
Command 1221.
Command
Command
1221.
1221.
Feel your team, connect with your team. Feel their love, their care, their concern. They are here to help. They are here to offer guidance. Visualize this light of your team around you. Very, very bright light. You are surrounded by the light of these light beings. And now visualize all of us around the planet from so many countries around the world with these light beings surrounding us, creating these beautiful, bright bubbles of light. And feel that light expanding. Your light meeting the other's light. The others right now that have also invoked command 1221. Visualize and feel this circle of light surrounding our planet, contributing to the light grid of our earth. Very strong and powerful. That's why it's so fun to do this together. So fun. All right. All right. Thanks again, Megan. And thank you to everyone for calling in your teams. They're here standing by. So they're going to offer us some guidance in a few minutes on what some of our triggers might be. So just know that they are here. I just wanted to share a comment from Sandra when Megan was talking about 1221. She says she's been seeing it on the clock for 4 days now. And every time she sees it, she invokes it 3 times. So yeah, we have. I've been seeing 144 a lot lately too. So, okay, all right. Now let's move on to ATVOR. We're going to be doing the new updated ATVOR meditation, and Felipe is going to talk to us about it. He's going to explain a little bit, and how it's updated and what we're going to be doing, and then he's going to be guiding us through that meditation. So, Felipe, I'm going to turn this over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. So in the last workshop that we had with Cobra, we were introduced a couple of ideas, a couple of tools to connect with the life forces, and the ATVOR meditation is one of the most powerful of these tools. And the importance is great because we are in a process of closing, a process of advancing toward the event. So we need to connect with our family. And now, if we base our knowledge in astrology, we see that Pluto goes directly on the 10th of October, and that gives us a forward push. And that means that things are going to become more interesting after October the 10th. Now, we have all this energy coming toward us, and so we have to be ready to use it to push forward. And this is a word that is very important in this moment, because now we do not have time anymore to rest in our laurels, in our chairs. We just need to get up again and then continue with the forward pushing. And now we have the support of the energies. Now, if we remember, ATVOR is a technology that was brought to us by the Central Race, and it was being used as a pillar of light, and now it has been upgraded so we can use it to connect with the light forces. So, and this technology was upgraded in order to break the cloud of darkness, the cloud of anomaly that we have on this planet. And it is very powerful, and we are invited to practice it daily and regularly. One of the things that the Dark Forces did is that they started to run a campaign against the Galactic Confederation and the Ashtar Command. And this was broken recently, again, through the Pillar of Light. And now, with this meditation, we are going to gain trust. All this trust that we lost, we can recover it, and then we can use it to connect. And once we connect, we will feel wonderfully, and we will be guided. The guidance is going to be much more close, much more direct, much more personal. And these teams in the sky, our brothers and sisters in the sky, they will work to heal us, and they will heal our energy field, and we are going to be connected to the network of light. So with this in mind, we are going to start this meditation. Please close your eyes.
And Felipe, before we get started, Felipe, I would just like to remind everyone, if you could have, in case you'd like to take some notes, either during the meditation or afterwards. So we're going to give you about 5 minutes, a couple minutes after the meditation to record any guidance that you've gotten. And remember, we're focusing on identifying our triggers. And so when we connect to our higher self and these beings of light, we are asking for guidance. What are my shadows? What are my triggers? I would like to identify these. Please help me. And so that's what we're doing together with this. So let's move on to that meditation that Felipe is going to walk us through. And Felipe, I think we're going to, are you going to have us say out loud 3 times this part, this invocation?
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So Felipe is going to guide us. And sorry, I'm trying to remember if we were going to play some music during this. Would you like music during this, Felipe?
It would be advisable, especially when I am not talking, because I think the music will.
Yeah. I was going
override
to
my talking.
play the music afterwards while we're having our reflection time, but let's see. I have to make sure it's going to work while you talk. So,
Mhm.
So bear with us, everyone. This is a live session. We're figuring this out. So, all right. So we've invoked our 1221 team, and let's now connect with our higher self. So thank you, Felipe.
Okay, thank you. And if you have some pencil and paper, something to write on, please write whatever comes to your mind. It doesn't really matter if it makes sense. Do it because it is going to, you will notice that it's going to be very important afterwards. Okay, so we are going to start this ATVOR meditation. Please close your eyes and watch your breath coming in and out. Now, visualize a pillar of sky blue color light descending from the sky, going through your body to the center of the earth. Now, visualize a second pillar of sky blue light emanating from the center of the earth, going through you and up to the sky. You are sitting now in 2 pillars of light, going upwards and downwards. Your body is completely embraced by those pillars of light. Now we are going to repeat together 3 times. I call upon the pillar of blue light.
I call upon the pillar of blue light
To descend upon me and to form around me.
to descend upon me and to form around me.
I call upon the presence of the I am that I am.
I call upon the presence of the I am that I am.
I ask the presence of the I am that I am
I ask the presence of the I am that I am
to join and merge with me.
to join and merge with me.
I call upon the pillar of blue light
Call upon the pillar of blue light
to descend upon me and to form around me.
to descend upon me and to form around me.
I call upon the presence of the I am that I am
I call upon the presence of the I am that I am.
I ask the presence of the I am that I am
I ask the presence of the I am that I am
to join and merge with me.
to join and merge with me.
I call upon the pillar of blue light
I call upon the pillar of blue light
to descend upon me and to form around me.
to descend upon me and form around me.
I call upon the presence of the I am that I am
I call upon the presence of the I am that I am.
I ask the presence of the I am that I am
I ask the presence of the I am that I am
to join and merge with me.
to join and merge with me.
Now feel the presence of the pillar of blue light in both directions. The one coming from the sky is coming from a mothership of the Ashtar command, which is emitting this pillar of light. And when you breathe in into your heart and say silently, Ashtar command. And when you breathe out, send that energy to the mothership. Breathe out into the mothership and just keep breathing like that. And now, slowly become aware of your physical body, the floor under you. You are here and now. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. This meditation is the reconnection with our true family, with our home. So everybody on the planet needs to reconnect again with our stars, brothers and sisters. Ideally, it would be that we gather together in small groups before going globally. And this is going to reactivate the grid of the planet. Extremely important for the event. And this is the most important of the ascension protocols, the most powerful. And it helps to connect with higher dimensions and increase the connection for ourselves and for the planet. The conditions to get this connection have already started, so let's use them. This meditation can perhaps trigger strong emotions and strong energies, but we are ready. Let us all practice this at home regularly. And now I'm going to stay quiet for a few minutes while you write something on your piece of paper, if you wish so. Thank you.
Ask your higher self, what are my triggers? What are my shadows? Where are my wounds? What is holding me back from being my greatest and most authentic self? Where do I dim my light? How can I shine brighter? Write down whatever comes to you. Let it flow. Keep writing for about 1 more minute. And welcome back. Hopefully, you've gained some insight. Thank you, Felipe, for leading us through that beautiful meditation.
Thank you.
Yeah. If anyone would like to share in the comments, we're happy to share. I thought Sandra had an interesting one. Yes, very aware. I don't know if it's because I'm super happy, but is it supposed to feel a bit roasty or hot? Roasty or hot? Can you describe that, Sandra? Do you mean like challenging? Like you're dealing with some challenging emotions that are coming up? I'll
Well,
let you.
it might just be the energy, right? Could be the energy as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, Dee Dee said, wow, powerful meditation. Peggy Cobra encouraged us to do this meditation daily. Absolutely. Yes. And it's actually a simple and quick meditation. Many of us have been doing the ATVOR meditation daily. The simple one where we've called in the white light, but the updated version now is using the sky blue light coming in both directions, as well as having us connect with the Ashtar command. And I know some people may be a little uncomfortable with that concept of motherships in the sky and these galactic beings that are literally so close to us right now, here to help. They can't quite intervene yet due to some of the dense energies and the anomaly, but it's getting so much better and so much closer. And this is why it is time. It is time now that we start to really make these connections with these motherships and with these galactic beings. You know, people are excited about first contact, and but a lot of these personal contacts will be made telepathically or through our dreams or however they can communicate with us. And so it's really important on a daily basis to establish these channels. It's kind of like a radio frequency, how you have to tune into the exact channel to really lock it in, and so that you can receive, in case of radio, so that the music or the talk comes through. Well, in this case, it's to make that frequency connection in which you can communicate and receive guidance from the light beings. Would someone like to say something? Felipe,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is important for us that we start to build up this trust and have our own experiences. No? For example, if you go out in nature and you see the stars and everything, just ask for little manifestation of the light forces on your life, and it could be that you will see something very interesting on the sky.
Yes.
And this is I had the luck to do this, and I even made a video out of it, so that's pretty good. And the thing is that this is going to start becoming more and more common as time goes by, and we can have an edge. We can be a team or a group that will consider these things as normal as I don't know, like going buying bread somewhere close to our homes. So the more we are prepared for contact, the better it's going to be for us, because there is going to be a moment in which we are not going to believe in extraterrestrials anymore. We are going to know that they are there and we are having contact with them. So this is part of our family that we want to be together, integrate with, and I just cannot imagine how many wonderful experiences we're going to have afterwards.
Oh, absolutely. It's a very exciting time to be alive, honestly. So, it will be so exciting for that to happen. So, thank you for sharing that, Felipe. Um, Jory Lightworker, the invocation to the I Am Presence. I just went into bliss and joy. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Dory. And Sandra has explained that her body felt like a flame and she was guided to drink more water. So that's why she was saying she felt hot. So thank you for sharing that, Sandra. Cece, these meditation was very centering for me. Thank you. Thank you for doing the work, Cece. Selena said, feeling a step closer to my nomad, and I'm crystal clear of the true self and my shadow still lingering in this vessel. Yes, more shadow work to be done. Selena, and thank you for being humble to admit that, wow, I still have shadow work to do. As I said, I would say that everyone on the planet still has shadow work to do. And so it's great that you're very open to doing that and receiving that. Galena, thank you very much. Very strong, powerful meditation. I realized, remember to help myself in clearing my triggers, shadows. Thank you for that, lovely Galena. Soul Star, I felt like our Star family members are longing to reconcile with us. I would completely agree with that, Soul Star. Freedom from biochips are on the brim of the moment with a massive jump in awareness following shortly. Yes, things are clearing. It's happening, guys. I know it may feel a little chaotic now, but just know that it is happening. Let's see what Genius has to say. I felt the energy around my head tingling again. I remember that this happened rarely to me in spiritual moments. I always felt that I am unworthy of this blissfulness. Thank you. Oh, that's beautiful. That unworthy, the feeling of unworthy is a shadow side. I'm sure that one's come up for a lot of people, and good for you for recognizing that trigger. Let's see, a couple more comments I'm going to share. Very different experience merging with the I Am compared to the white light ATVOR meditation. I saw the I Am self merge directly and strongly into my heart center, bright blue starlight. Oh, Kattens, thank you so much for sharing that. That's really powerful. And Eva said, I feel I do not want to disconnect myself from the meditation energy. It is so powerful. I saw the missing parts in my life, which can trigger and produce my shadows. Thank you for sharing that, Eva. We're going to remind you, please do this if you're accustomed to doing the ATVOR technology frequently, maybe on a daily basis, work with this new format. And while you're in that space, you can continue to ask for guidance about those, as Eva said, those missing parts of her life, which can trigger and produce her shadows. So she also admitted, I have to change some things in my life. I hope to be able to identify all issues to slowly dissolve them. Be kind to yourself and patient with yourself, sister, and all of us. It is a process, and we'll get through it together. So.
And this meditation comes at a very special moment in which many people are feeling the stress of the energies and the stress of the attacks and the stress of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So this take us away from all that kind of stuff, and then for a few minutes, a few moments, or perhaps during the entire day, is going to change our vision, is going to change our life, because the vibration that is going to bring us, the higher vibration that is going to bring us, is going to help us to have a different experience of on that day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Felipe, for sharing that. Here's a comment from Laura. Wonderful, thank you. When we are triggered, make space and do not react immediately. Awesome advice, Laura. Ask for higher inner and team guidance. Come from a place of love and higher loving energies and forgiveness. Excellent point, Laura. That place of love, and this is why it also helps to invoke the goddess when you're doing some of this work. And as I said, in a future session, we will be working on the forgiveness piece as well. Here's a couple interesting comments. Valkyrie said, I was triggered by being asked to write, which caused it to step out. I think she caused to step out of my bliss. Well, as I said earlier, shadow work is not for the faint of heart. This is why so many people avoid it. And there will be things that come up. And this is, as Laura said, surround yourself in a place of love, and be good to yourself and gentle to yourself, and practice your self-care. And you don't have to do it all at once, some little increments here and there. And Felipe, did you want to say something too?
Yeah. So one of the things that the people, normal people, so to say, avoids to work on this, because they cannot see them. So one of the things that the shadow do is actually, as its name says, stay in the shadow and say, I do not exist. You are looking for something that does not exist. So when we do these meditations, then we are going to start to have the light to send to those areas of our personalities, or to those areas of our being, which are going to start revealing the shadows. And let me tell you, the more you dig into them, perhaps you're not going to like what you see, but this is actually what you have to work on. This is the ultimate trip that you have to do into yourself and fix that stuff, and then you'll be ready.
Thank you, Felipe. Oh gosh, and that goes in line with Galena said. She admitted a very difficult day with negative experience. I'm sorry to write this. Yeah, I it's kind of with mixed emotions that we present this, because it can be challenging. I had something come up for me that I was like, whoa, I didn't realize that, and it was sort of hard for me to, I was like, wow, that explains so much. But I didn't realize that had been literally lurking in the background there as a shadow. So it's going to come up, but again, it's like anything. It has to be purged. This is what this whole time is about, this transition on the planet. We talk about all of this disclosure and all of these collapsing of society and all of it. It all, in order for the new to come through and the light to shine its brightest, and for us to shine our brightest, and for us to be those beacons of light during this process, we have to do this work, and it has to come up. So I'm sorry for anyone that is experiencing some negative feelings. I know sometimes it's nice to just stay in such a lovely, blissful harmony place, but we are going to end with command 771, which I will encourage everyone to continue to do, laying still for 20 to 30 minutes, and you will receive the emotional healing. It's going to be perfect. It's, if you're doing shadow work on your own in the future, definitely include command 771 to really help you with that healing. And so let's see. I am going to see if I want to keep moving, but I am just going to toss a little. Payne said, thank you. Thanks, Sisterhood and Felipe, Victory of the Light. Dory said, this meditation shows me the oneness of all, but also the respect for the individualism. Very good point. I'm loving your comments. Sandra, I get what you're saying, sister. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. Yep, we feel that. So many of us. And okay, let's share what Ruby has to say. And let's see. Today was on time coming since I've been working the grid since our last meeting, feeling loved and reminded. Love you. Thank you. Most appreciated, grateful, and soul family. So thank you for sharing that, Ruby. Um, let's see. Um, oh, Galena says, thank you. Of course, dear one, dear one, dear one. Genius is asking, how do you visualize something in your mind? I always thought I have to actually see it in my mind, but somehow I just think of the image and feel like it's there. However, sometimes it fails. Would anyone on the team like to respond to that? I always thought I have to actually
Yeah, visualize is actually a matter of concentration more than anything else.
Mhm.
So the first thing that you can do is try to calm your mind and then to focus. There's an exercise that I used to do a few years ago. That was like sitting in front of a candle a few, let's say, a meter or a yard away from you, and then concentrating on the flame, and then closing your eyes, and then trying to keep the flame for in a specific location, for example, in front of you. And eventually you are able to do this. At the beginning you will see that the flame just goes away. It goes up and it disappears. But the more the concentration you bring to into this exercise, and after a few tries you will be able to keep the flame when you close your eyes. So now, when you try to visualize something, just imagine that it's in there, and then concentrate it. And the more noise comes, then the more concentration. So it's a game of energies. So if your concentration is hard enough, you're going to see it, and eventually you're going to start seeing that. Something is filling up the visualization. For example, if you close your eyes and you visualize, for example, a white circle, and then suddenly you're going to start seeing after the meditation or the exercise is running, you will see perhaps that it changes color, or perhaps another shapes start showing up, and or a friendly face shows up, or something like this. So we have to educate our mind, train our mind, concentrate, and then we will be able to visualize anything we want.
Thank you, Felipe. And I just want to add, I think in terms of visualization, if you can also add some emotion to it and some feeling to it, that really helps anchor that visualization and that image. So really attaching a feeling to it. Like if you're visualizing connecting with your team, visualizing the team. If you're visualizing manifesting something, feel what that would feel like to have that experience. So, okay, and a couple more comments. Can violet flame cleanse our unconscious shadow aspects without having to bring them up to surface consciousness? This is wow, an excellent question. I'm super curious what people think about this, and this might be a good question to ask Cobra as well. Um, I'm going to think that it would help significantly, but I also feel like we have to do the work. We really have to do the work ourselves. Um, Once we've done the work and we've brought it to our conscious awareness, that's when I think the violet flame can really help us to transmute that energy. So it would be a good thing to invoke. Um, Maybe once you've identified a trigger, and then ask the violet flame to help you transmute it. But to just simply invoke the violet flame saying, hey, can you like get rid of all my triggers or my shadows or whatever, it really has to come into your conscious awareness. That's how I feel. I don't know if anyone else has anything to share about that, but that's kind of the guidance that I'm getting about that.
Yeah, that's right. That's the way. So you have to bring stuff to the violet flame, and the violet flame is not going come inside you chasing your stuff. You have to bring something to it, and then it will take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to do the work, guys. Sorry to tell you that, but we've gone through
That's
so much,
but
so many
that's fun, no?
lifetimes.
That's
What?
the fun of it, to make the
Yeah,
work, because otherwise we do not grow. That's why we have the stuff in there.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And Soulstar even said, "Oh, my initial it was a form of bypassing, I guess." Yeah, we would love to bypass this work, but it's time. It truly is time. Um, that's the guidance that everyone's getting. That's what the all the energies are supporting, even the astrological aspects of it. So yeah. It's really interesting. So even Sandra said she suggested knowing your birth chart, and in possibly our next session, Cindy had some information about using astrology to help you clear your shadows. So maybe we'll share that. So it might be good to have a birth chart done before the next session as well. And Sandra said we should do this once or twice a month. Well, we're going to start doing them once a month again. So um, our next session right now, I think it's going to be Wednesday, October 25th. So we'll talk about, we'll confirm that with you. But let's see. Couple more comments and then we're going to wrap this thing. Sandra, a lot of triggers are because we don't know who we truly are. 100%. Self-awareness is key. Yes. Know your birth. Oh, I just read that. Sorry. It was so important. I guess I had to read it again. And she adds, let go of all that doesn't serve for the highest good. And Genius said, thank you about the visualization. Also for the exercise. All right. Thank you, God. What some great comments. It's obvious you guys are taking this work serious and really interested in doing this work. And that just makes our souls soar. We're a volunteer that we do this to hopefully benefit people. And it's really lovely to hear that, that there you are finding benefit in this. So, and we're always open to ideas and suggestions as well. So, all right, let us let me see, where are we at? We are going to just kind of wrap things up. Oh, just a quick I just tossed this in, had some great ideas. As we search for the light in the darkness, it suggests journaling thoughts and feelings, observing your reactions to different issues and situations, learn to respond and not react, meditate on the aspects of your shadow to get to know it better, practice being present and conscious, and practice emotional inquiry. Like, why do I feel like this? Why does that trigger me? That why question should be one of your most prevalent questions in your mind these days as you go throughout your day and you feel like you're being triggered. Okay, why did that just trigger me? What just happened? What is my shadow trying to tell me? And just asking yourself why is a really good, a really great way to kind of expose and identify those triggers. So okay, let me just see. Oh, we've already done our so many comments and questions. I'm just going to share a couple more. The Soul Star, the shadow part is really dense, 100% very dense. Digging it down to the surface and dealing with it honestly. These demand some challenging works. No time to lie on the couch, folks. Thank you. Thank you for your sense of humor too, Soul Star. Humor has a high vibration and yeah, if you can, the work is challenging, but if you can take it not too serious, I mean serious, but don't let it get you down and use a little humor. It might be interesting when you do ask yourself, why did I react to that? Sometimes it's good to use your name too. Like you're looking at your avatar. I might say, why did Deborah just feel like that? Versus making it about me, so this human experience that we're having has these shadows, and this is why just maybe recognize it in the third person might help you as well. Okay. Yes, reading other people's experiences might help enlighten more on the issues. So that's why I'm glad that you guys are all sharing. So it's all a learning experience. Thank you so much. We've got some people saying thank you, thank you. All right, beautiful comments. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. As I said, our next session, right now we're planning on it being I believe we decided on, basically about a month from now, Wednesday, October 25th. And you can find that information in the Telegram, the Victory of the Light Telegram channel. It's also in the Sister of the Rose Telegram channel. Our friends at We Live Mass Meditation post when these sessions are. So, and it's also on, I know, on some of the social media sites and stuff. So, all right. Let's see where we're at. Oh, I just want to mention that there is a full moon coming up. Very powerful full moon coming up literally in just a couple of days. And some of us are already feeling some of the intense energies of this full moon. And every full moon, there is a divine intervention meditation. As we said, it's really important that we start connecting with Source, with our higher self, and with the galactic beings. And that's what this meditation does. And so there's information on that on the We Love Mass Meditation site. And there also are healing sessions that take place for 3 days around the full moon by a beautiful group of energy healers. And so I would encourage you to check that out on the We Love Mass Meditation website. So, yeah. Is there just a couple more questions? Let's see. Or comments. Soulstar saying grateful. We're all so grateful. We just want to end this session. What we're going to do now is to invoke Command 771. Cindy's going to come on to explain what that is, and then we'll do it together. And then we're actually going to end the session because we promised you guys a little shorter session today, and we're already almost at 2 hours. So we're going to invoke it together, and then we do invite you to stay in a restful state, sitting or laying down for another 20 minutes if you can. I know it's late for some people, so it might be perfect, a great way to fall asleep. But by staying restful, it will help this healing to happen. So, Cindy, would you like to explain Command 771 to us, please?
Yes, of course, Deborah. So the Pleiadians have developed a protocol to assist with emotional healing called the Command 771 protocol. Using this command helps a lot. If you feel negative emotions, or if you feel victimized from someone else's emotions, if you are emotionally hurt, or if you have emotional issues, traumas, and wish to receive emotional healing, you simply need to repeat 3 times out loud, preferably, or in your head, Command 771. And Pleiadian medical ships will assist you with their healing beams. And you have to know that it is advised to lay down and relax between 20 and 30 minutes for the healing process. And as we are so easily and often triggered in our daily life, in our family, or at work, we must not hesitate to use this emotional healing protocol. It helps a lot, believe me. And you can do this just before sleeping. It can help a lot too. And to begin your day, and each time you need it. And now we are evoking this together. And I think we are going to hear once more the beautiful voice of Deborah that everyone appreciates.
You're so cute, Cindy. Your voice is beautiful too. So everyone, it's so lovely. I just want
Thank
to
you.
thank the team so much for um, your commitment and support, and thank everyone also for just your contribution today and for being here. We appreciate it. We encourage you to spread the word of these sessions. We're more powerful together, stronger together, and that means the more people that are on these sessions live, the more powerful it is. They are recorded, so you can go back or you can share them as well, and you'll find those on the Sisterhood of the Rose YouTube channel under live sessions. And so, quick.
Excuse me, Deborah. Yes, we have a question. I was going to answer it. Concerning the command 771, I think that it is very personal. I think that we cannot use it for someone else to heal. But to help someone else, you can use the command 1221 to communicate with your team, and you can ask them to help someone or to communicate with someone else's another team. And you can use for someone to maybe the command RCV Stardust when you are with some in the area of someone who is sick, for example, because this code helps you to suppress until 75% of the coronavirus, and in some extent, it disinfects the area where you are. And if you have some symptoms like the flu or something else, it can help too. But it can help someone else too if this person is in your area. Indirectly, it can help.
Thank you for mentioning that, Cindy. Yeah, that is command RCV Stardust. And again, you say it 3 times out loud, command RCV Stardust. Yeah, I think, especially as we're moving into flu season and all of that, that might become very helpful. So, all right. Thank you for asking that, Alia. So that was a great question. Okay. Oh, and Kate Kens remarked that Cindy's accent is very beautiful, and also Felipe has a lovely tone to listen to.
Thank you very much.
So it's you guys are just so cute. So, all right.
We are blushing.
Blushing, yes, I know. So, all right, and oh, there was a comment that Megan put in our private chat backstage when someone was saying this isn't time to live on or lie on the couch yet, but Megan reminded us that, well, autumn, actually you can lie on the couch more so to do some of this self-care time, but please don't forget to do your shadow work, and we will continue this work next month. But we do encourage you to continue to keep your journal, continue to ask the questions, to do the meditations, to whatever you have to do to really try to unearth those triggers and identify those. So I know you guys will do that, and we're excited. And so we'll see you next time. And in the meantime, let us invoke command 771 together. And so again, this is very simple. If you want to get yourself into a comfortable position, because remember, we're going to hopefully stay in this place for another 20 minutes or so after we end the session to receive this healing. So let's say this together 3 times. Command 771.
Command 771.
Command 771.
Command 771.
Command 771.
Command 771.
And just know that you've put your request out there. It's being recognized, and the work is beginning. All right. So again, we thank you all so very much for your participation today, for the work, even though it may have been a little challenging at times. But we're here, we're doing it together, we support each other. Let's continue to send each other love and light, and so that we have optimal healing. And we're doing it, guys. We're doing it. So keep it up. Thank you again, and we will see you next time. I would just like to say goodbye, and on behalf of the team, thank you so much. And let's all say together, victory
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 of
of the
light.
light.
of the light.
Yes. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening, and let's do your healing. Okay. All right. Bye now.